I'm Gail Caine. I'm 95 years old. In a couple weeks, have another birthday, and I'll be 96. Getting younger all the time.
Do You Hear What I Hear? A case study of disability in the elderly. Gail Caine is a white woman who has white hair that is styled in a bob haircut and wears glasses. Throughout the film, she is seen seated in her large blue recliner. Shown from the shoulders up, throughout the film, she wears 3 different sweaters, all of which are white. The first has a large red C, the second has blue stripes, and the third has red stripes.
I was born in Sodus, New York, and I lived with my parents. My family immigrated from Holland, and my grandmother's family, I think, was French, but all of mine was Dutch. My grandmother couldn't talk English at all. She was just Dutch right until she died. My grandfather could talk English. My family first got involved in the fruit business because that's what my grandfather did. My father worked for him for a long time until all us kids were born. And my mother wanted the money from her own farm instead of giving it to my grandfather all the time. Some of the things they did with their siblings for fun. Hunting and fishing. Spearing mainly. Wasn't fishing with a pole. It was spearing suckers and bullheads. I started working at the 5 and 10, and it was $1.75 an hour, I think, if I remember right. Schools built pumps. We get 20 that come on a line and hanging on the chains from the builders. There were 4 or 5 builders, and they keep sending them down. And there was 2 of us that had to back them all to send them out to the stockroom. And sometimes they'd have just the tops of the pumps, but mainly it was the bodies. And we had to take them off of there and put them in a fixture and put the cables. We had to make the boxes up and take them off the line. When we were done, put them in the boxes and put them on the skids for the kids in the stockroom to take them out. And I did that for 16 years. I worked from 3 in the afternoon till 2 in the morning. I never took a day off. I retired from Gould at 64 because they wanted me to be able to do the whole department, go around from one machine to another. Very proud of being able to build those pumps. That was hard work, but I liked it. I think that's what's keeping me going now, just from doing that kind of work.
How does it impact your interaction with people not being able to hear?
How is it what?
Impact your relationship with people not being able to hear?
Well, it's just I have to ask more people to repeat things. And you get tired of doing that, and they get tired of repeating things too. How to describe yourself? Hard of hearing or deaf? Not deaf yet. You insult me, I'm going to hear it. No, it's hard of hearing. That was gradual, because while I was working all the time, I've always worked, but I didn't realize it. And after a while, I realized that I wasn't hearing what they were saying to me. My experience with a cochlear implant, if I didn't have that, I might as well stay home permanently because I wouldn't hear anything. That's been a big help. What helps when you watch TV is that telecaption. I couldn't get along without that. The best way for somebody to communicate with me is like you are sitting close to me and not hollering. How you feeling you don't hear someone clearly? Stupid. Not really. What do you think of people think of you because you don't, they get disgusted with me. Well, sometimes they just have to repeat it, you know. In other words, if they get as close as like you and I are right now, it's a lot better because then I can hear you. Consider sign language, no. The doctor asked me that one time. I said, what good would it do? My kids can't do it, you know. I watch it on TV and I don't get anything out of it.
Do you think society accepts people who are hard of hearing?
I think what?
Society accepts people who are hard of hearing.
Well, they're getting more used to it now because there's so many hard of hearing.
Do you think your hearing loss is a disability?
Oh, it's a disability. Definitely.
How so?
Because I have to ask people to repeat things or else I just don't understand what they're saying in the first place.
Do you think you've gained anything by being hearing impaired?
I don't know, not really. It's like to have macular degeneration. But that came on so gradually you don't realize it. You just live with it. My vision is getting worse. Sometimes I have like a double vision, and you see one person like playing golf. Instead of seeing one, I see like a image, next one. But I turn my head and then it goes back to the one again. So I don't know if that's going to get worse or not. It probably will. The older I get, the worse I'm going to be. The telecaption on TV is very good. But another thing I was proud of was email because I can't talk on the telephone. I don't understand what anybody's saying. I can hear it, but I don't understand it. And the life alert, that saved me a couple times when I fell in the yard. And I'm most proud of being able to take care of myself. I can walk by myself, I dress by myself, I do everything. I'm really very independent. That's what I'm proud of. I don't have to have somebody take care of me. The advice for younger generation is don't make a fool of them. I mean, don't try to make somebody feel foolish because they can't hear or see, because you might end up that way yourself, you know?
Special thanks to Gail Caine, filmed and edited by Jack Ziza.